My friends, here we are, another early morning video talking about one of the best games that's ever come out in recent years, Dustborn. The game was such a success that people are still clamoring about it, about how good of a game it was. Oh my gosh, it was such a good... No, I'm kidding. So, let me set the stage here. How many people inhabit this planet? How many people are on Earth? All right? Just think to yourself, how many people are on this earth and the number of people on this earth. You got that number? How many people have... Now, the game we're going to talk about is multi-platform. So, Xbox, PlayStation, PC. How many people have a Steam account? How many people have Xbox and PlayStation? You got a number? Or what you think a number would be? And I'm not just talking about in the United States. I'm talking about worldwide. You think you have a number? Probably close to, I'd say millions upon millions of people just alone have Steam. This is all-time peak for 2 months ago. This was basically when the game came out. 83. 24-hour peak, 7. Players right now, this person posted 16th. That was yesterday. As of recording, this was yesterday. Does this look like a success? Does this game appear to be a successful game with the millions upon millions upon millions of people out there with either PC, like Steam or PlayStation or Xbox? Does this seem like a successful game? Dustborn director refuses to admit game was a flop, rejects criticism. Good old bounding into comics. Rejects criticism regarding stories writing. We don't feel we've made a game that's primarily about politics. Quick question, dear reader. In regard to Dustborn, which is set in an alternate fascist version of the United States, depicted said regime enforcers rejecting the idea of politics and entertainment, and had players using the idea of canceling someone, which they did, as a genuine combat mechanic, also triggering and bullying. People were basically calling this game Antifa training game. That's what it pretty much was. About going around to bash the fash. Would you consider this game to be an explicitly political one or one whose politics were incidental to its adventure? Common sense would suggest that most, if not all players, would place it under the former label. However, say the same cannot be said for CEO of Dustborn, developer Red Thread Games, Ragnar Tørnquist, whatever, who believes that the game was not only is his game apolitical, but that critics accusing it of being such are completely off base. Well, you have your incredibly diverse group of friends. You have your strong, powerful woman of color. You have your non-binary. You have your they, them. You have the freaking cuck. Seems like diversity, equity, inclusion's all there, so not off to a great start. Who also served as the game's director, offered his thoughts on players' rejection of his studio's latest game during a recent interview given to the editor-in-chief of Norway-based video game news outlet Gamer No on the subject of Dustborn's backlash. Actually, we have this. It's been really tough to deal with this. We're used to people not liking our games. Have you considered making good ones? We appreciate well-argued reviews, even if they're negative. The difference here is the massive amount of negative feedback from people who have never played the game and never will. They just jump on the bandwagon of making those videos. You don't need to play the game to know that this and seeing of triggering and bullying as game mechanics, You don't need to play the game to know it's going to be bad. It goes back to that whole, well, you know, how do you know it's crap before you play it? Like your dog taking a crap. It's like, how do you know it's crap before it comes out of his ass? And then when it's out, you can spruce it up all you want. You could put sprinkles on it and make it colorful. It's still a pile of crap. So when you see a game where the game mechanics are triggering and canceling and bullying, it's not going to be a good game. You don't need to play it. These people, this dude thinks you're stupid. He thinks that people and gamers don't have functioning eyes, thinks that they don't have functioning brains. We didn't think it would be so controversial that a group would fight against a fascist regime. I don't think many people want to live in a police state. No one's going to. Maybe in some other freaking country that's how it is. United States. I mean, it's more of what it is now than when this game was being made with, oh, evil orange man bad. Everything they said he was going to do, he never did. He's going to start World War III, never happened. He's going to lock people up who he disagrees with, never happened. He's going to kill political opponents, never happened. Everything they said he was going to do, never happened. They were all just fear-mongering and so, and yet these people still think the same thing's going to happen. Because they're so freaking wrapped up in politics that even when they make games, they can't just make games. They can't just make games. They have to add politics into it. One of the game's premises is words have power, and in the combat system, you can trigger or cancel opponents. Some professional critics have pointed out that this must be satire, while the internet takes everything much more seriously. Yeah, people are like, okay, if this is a satirical game, yeah, that's fine. That's hilarious. Calling out how ridiculous canceling and triggering is. But no, this is not a satirical game. It's not a parody. These were legitimate things you could do in-game. Created by this guy, Mr. Ooh, 2016 Orange Man Bad. Ooh. I think the game speaks for itself. It's over the top in many ways. It's colorful, inspired by comics, has fight sequences against giant robot mascots, and it has a sarcastic view of the world. It doesn't take itself very seriously, just like you in the game. You didn't take it seriously at all, and you created a terrible product. I hope people can see the game and understand that it's an alternate world, something that also applies to the story. The game may be a dystopian reflection of the world, but the story is not written for realism. It's done with humor and exaggeration, and it's very much tongue-in-cheek. On social media, a big deal has been made about Dustborn being a flop and no one is playing it. Dustborn is not a flop. Dustborn is not a flop. The game has received mixed reviews, but also a lot of positive feedback. Those who actually play it seem to really enjoy it. Who are you going to believe here, the dude or the numbers? Clearly, people are all-time high, 83. The millions upon millions upon millions of people with Steam account, PlayStation, Xbox, millions upon millions, all-time high, 83. Currently 4. This dude thinks you're stupid. Those who actually play it seem to enjoy it. Dustborn isn't selling as much as we would like, but we're proud of it and think it's a good game. Even though it's not an immediate... It has sold far more than what people are saying online. I can say that. Okay, you can say it's sold more. It doesn't matter. If this game sold 100,000 games, clearly no one wants to play it. What is hard to comprehend here? What is so hard? Numbers don't lie. Unlike your stupid ass, numbers don't lie. People don't like this game. You have a game that was obviously catered to a certain group of people, the people living in fear of, Orange Man bad, the fascists are gonna take over, despite that we're actually the fascists here. People won't be able to identify how they want to identify, and even those people aren't playing. Even those people aren't playing. So who are you gonna believe? This dude or the numbers? And these are numbers you can look up yourself. You know, and they're constantly changing every day. This was yesterday, October 16th. The game came out about 2 months ago. 83 all-time, like, just peak concurrent players, 83. Out of the millions upon, just even say 1 million. Let's just lowball it. 1 million. Does 83 still sound like a success of 1 million? No. So your fifis here? Oh, well, we feel like we could. It doesn't matter. Numbers don't lie. Is there anything else in here? No, it's all the same stuff that I just read. The use of pronouns has become relatively established in games, and we knew people could react to that. But it was the reality we wanted to present. We don't feel we've made a game that's primarily about politics. It's more about language and relationships between people. Yeah, we already read that. The game, at best, sold 7,000 copies. This, again, think of how many people have Steam. The 7,000 copies sound like a success. It can take months and years for story-driven games like this to find their audience. So we're not just... You start questioning decisions in character design, narrative, wording, PR, and even game mechanics. This stems from greater nervousness about reactions you might get, but we're not going to stop being ourselves. It's hard to say no, even though I would like to. Everyone is afraid of the choices they make, and I don't think that only applies to us. All our discussions about the next game are colored by this. Diversity is positive for everyone. Are you sure? Because even the people who you're making these characters for don't even want to play it. He added, games like Black Myth, Wukong, Mario, and Elden Ring won't stop existing just because we released Dustborn, but you'll stop existing, possibly. I mean, the guy outright says that, oh, no one, the games we put out are never popular. So, that's right, just keep making crappy games. There's room for both these games and everything in between, and those that only appeal to a limited audience. So you have no problem wasting millions upon millions of dollars to create a game that only caters to a limited audience. Rather than games like Mario or something that cater to the broader audience. No, let's that people who look like this, minus the whole eye thing. People who look like this with the sheen hair. These are the people you're catering to, and they don't even want to play it. People who look like this, they don't even want to play it. People who look like this, they don't even want to play it. So really, who are you making games for? Finally asked by his host if that debate has changed your view of the room for political messages in games. He said absolutely not. Some games are pure entertainment and focus on the player experience and fun. And it's great that such games exist. Other games aren't as fun to play, but are more about the feelings you get from. You do know you can have both, right? I bring this up all the time. I like games that I play. Genshin Impact, World of Warcraft. If you're playing a game and there's a cutscene that can make you cry over a dragon, not only is that well written, but the game is fun. Genshin Impact, any scene that involves the two siblings. Is the game fun? Yeah, but it's also very well written. When these two get so close and something has to separate them, you feel broken because of how well written it is. Why can't you have a good game that has, more serious? You can have all these things in one, but that's not what you people focus on. You focus on this crap, the diversity, equity, inclusion, the telling a political story with all the, the political messaging of, oh, we're gonna make a game that's all about the evil fascists and bash the fash, and oh, this is what's gonna happen to the world if Donald Trump's elected, and then no one plays it about the feelings you get. You can play games and feel connected to the characters and feel emotionally driven by the story and have it as a good game. I don't know why these people find it hard to do multiple things in one game. It's like the people who make the strong powered females, but then they make them look like dudes because, oh, apparently you can't be feminine, feminine looking and still be badass. These people are so narrow-minded, so delusional, that this is why they fail. Then there are games that address more serious topics. Yeah, and they can be fun. They can be fun. I don't understand what's hard about this to understand. How many times have AAA companies have used this line when their games flopped? This is pure cope. As expected, he's playing the victim. Diversity is positive for everyone. Quite the contrary. This game is indeed propaganda. The developers received direct funding from multiple government entities, and they created a game intended to push the narrative of incumbent leftist governments. That is propaganda. Yeah, everyone's wrong but me.
Loser. You're a loser.
That's hilarious. This article didn't age well. Gamers don't have to be your audience. Gamers are over. This was from 2014. What? Overwhelmed with joy. Are about as trustworthy as Bill Clinton. That's hilarious. No, Typhlosion! No! No! But yeah, this makes extremely political and pandering game. No one buys it. Shocked Pikachu face. Yeah, no one played this. Normalize. We've learned how to normalize negative emotions. Normalize gives us the ability to make people think certain behaviors or feelings are normal. This is from the game. but I'm not sure it will do much for us in a fight. Cancel. We've learned how to cancel someone. Again, this is in the game. Cancel will allow us to isolate people from their friends and compatriots. In battle, this could be a useful tool against enemies. But it's not political in any way. Again, this dude thinks you're stupid. But hey, what do we know? We're all just far-right extremists. Not like this guy. He's on the right side of history. And his game was good. And he's not going to let anyone else tell him otherwise, because it was a great game. And people really loved it. People loved it. Anyway, that's going to do it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.